Oh, we got marks. Gonna clean that up. Do I have something that I can clean it? It should be just a short live. Yeah. So I hope it would be short. I didn't clean last time. Sorry for that. It's the watermark. Marks of my last build right here, which is I have some juice. So the water on the juice is marking my labels. So yeah, that's it. It's clean already. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna adjust it. Okay. Okay, we're back in business. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna share it first. Okay. So I need my other phone. Oh man. Just a short live for today. Just gonna want to finish the legs. Just want to finish the legs.
Para alaga ang puso, resistensya, mata, at buong katawan. Centrum Advance.
So gonna share the copy link, and I need to share it. Let's have first on the Facebook, the Messenger. Then on our Facebook. Let's try. Let's see if they're gonna let us post that. The Gunpla Network. Yeah, let's try with some other groups. My groups. Dividends. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not, last one. Let's see, let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, okay. Thanks. They approve it, and I hope they watch it. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's try to watch or to.
Glowing with Vaseline, powerful SPF, glutathione, and these zero-food formulas, sun-protected, glowing skin.
Okay, so it's PC. Yeah, it's the it's D13. D13. Where's the 13? 12, 13. Excuse me. After this, gonna try to get my other phone to make it as my monitor. Okay, try to get it. Oh yeah, I'm back. Oh, it's only 28%, so I need to charge it while I'm using it. Okay, so I'll just let it reboot not reboot boot up rather. A 21. Ooh, this shot's funny line. We'll separate the element because it's a multicolored one. This one is a soft, the red one. Okay, we need a what you call this? Is there a warning? Something. Okay, it doesn't have. Okay, we're gonna have a panel like this first. Where's my panel? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this one. So I have now my new monitor. Yeah. Oh, it's be like that, man. Oh, there's no online or a live build for tonight with some of our fellow Team Cabo. Yeah, it's Sunday. Maybe they're preparing for Monday work. Me, I'm also prepared already in the morning. So yeah, this will be a solo and a what you call this one a silent live or a silent build. So yeah, there's no one that I can talk here. If you're online there, if you're part of my live right now, just comment so that I can uh, shout out you. Okay? Okay. Now we need to erase. Taking on a na, da da la la, na 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 na, da 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 da.
A new member of the Straw Hat crew has arrived. He appears full of excitement to introduce. A new member of the Straw Hat crew has arrived. He appears full of excitement to introduce the newest addition to his legendary team. When Sanji hears that it's a girl, he immediately gets hearts in his eyes. He can't hide how thrilled he is. But when he actually sees who it is, he gets completely embarrassed, realizing he had imagined something totally different. Zoro, staying true to his serious nature, becomes suspicious of Luffy's choice and watches everything carefully. He believes it's dangerous to bring someone so inexperienced and fragile into a Yonko-level crew with such powerful enemies. But Luffy explains that even though she might seem weak, her devil fruit ability played a key role in their last major battle. It gave them a crucial advantage that helped them win. Luffy also remembers that both Shanks and Buggy were just young apprentices in Roger's crew when they started. That's why he felt it was time to bring in a rookie with potential. And that's why he chose this girl. So do you already know who she is? Let me know in the comments, like the video, and follow me for more. A new member of the Straw Hat crew has arrived. He appears full of excitement to introduce the
Huh?
newest addition to his legendary team. When Sanji hears that it's a girl, he immediately gets hearts in his eyes and can't hide how thrilled he is. But when he actually sees who it is, he gets completely embarrassed, realizing he had imagined something totally different. Zoro, staying true to his serious nature, becomes
Okay,
suspicious of Luffy's choice and watches everything carefully.
so
He
that's how
believes
it
it's
is.
dangerous to bring someone so inexperienced and fragile into a Yonko-level crew with such powerful enemies. But Luffy explains that even though she might seem weak, her devil fruit ability played a key role in their last major battle. It gave them a crucial advantage that helped them win. Luffy also remembers that both Shanks and Buggy were just young apprentices in Roger's crew when they started. That's why he felt it was time.
Puta ako.
From screens, stages, boxing rings, and basketball courts, faces we knew, names we cheered, but Karuhigan 2025, people chose not fame, but Natapos, character, and clarity. Paul Revilla, the action hero in every corner of the Philippine cinema, found himself out of the frame. This time, wala sequel, only silence. Willie Revillame, our happy host, couldn't sing his way into the Senate. The crowd whispered, ayaw namin ang jacket mo. Gusto namin servisyo. Then there's Lucky Manzano, always smooth, always composed, trying to charm Batangas. But this time, mura ang pogi coins. Then there's Dan Fernandez, the drama king of Laguna, one of the noisiest in the Quadcom investigation, solving ending before the third act. Then we have EJ Falcon in Mindoro, guapo, buutan. But the people said, nilang na pang artista, ang servisyo yun. Mocha Uson, loud, loyal, laging may pasabog. But Manila, Manila turned her out. And there's Marjorie Pareto. The name was loud. The legacy, louder. But mga butante karon dili na basta-basta. They wanted more than the last names. They wanted last chances to be heard. Even
Mm-hmm.
Manny Pacquiao, our
Next.
beloved pambansang kamao, was
Okay,
cheered for years.
26 and
In
25.
every bout, honestly, laging hindi nga laban. And this time, wala naging siya kadaog. He fought bravely, yes, but the ring of public service had no ropes to lean on. From the hardcore came Dondon Ontiveros and Bonel Paningit, the towering force of the PBA. But in the arena of governance, scoreboard counts service, not points or rebounds. I got
Didi.
charge. That she defied a preventive suspension order issued against her last April. A 30,000 pesos fine was imposed, a penalty meant to sting, but also to send a message: we will no longer tolerate affronts to our mandate. But let's pause here. Let's ask the more important question: was this really contempt? Or was it caution? A measured, if controversial, response to an order issued during a legally questionable period. Because here's the overlooked detail: the ombudsman served the preventive suspension order within the election period, a time explicitly covered by a ban on suspending elective officials under Section 261, Paragraph X of the Omnibus Election Code, unless the offense falls under certain grave exceptions like corruption involving public funds or threats to life. Any suspension must receive COMELEC clearance. Garcia states, administrative in nature, tied to query purpose, doesn't appear to fall under these exempted acts. So if a legal gray area existed, wasn't it prudent for her to seek guidance from the Commission on Elections? To wait rather than to rush and allow due process to clarify the ambiguity. The ombudsman says her act was defiance. She says it was legal advice. The Court of Appeals, for its part, issued a temporary restraining order, an acknowledgement that this issue wasn't settled. Even the ombudsman itself moved to quash the TRO, which implicitly admits its existence and relevance. Yes, to some, her move may have painted her as arrogant about the law even. It might have cost her politically. In the eyes of the public, especially during campaign season, optics matter more than legal nuances. But governance is not about optics alone. It's about balance between accountability and fairness, discipline and rights, compliance and
Oh,
equity. The indirect
big
contempt
piece,
ruling, therefore, feels
but hollow.
misplaced. Not because the ombudsman has no power, but because the context was far from clear cut. And in a democracy that claims to be governed by the rule of law, we must not punish officials for asking questions, especially when the timing, the process, and the political climate raise more than a few red flags. Sometimes the greater offense is not disobedience, but the refusal to admit that even authority must be restrained by law. Another day, another legal POV. Let's talk about what just happened in Congress. The Senate didn't junk the impeachment case, but they also did not proceed with the trial. Instead, they remanded it back to the House of Representatives. In short, kumpleto, kanina na. Now, under Article 11, Section 3 of the 1987 Constitution, here's the rule: the House of Representatives has the sole power to impeach. The Senate has the sole power to try the case. But the Senate made it
23,
clear
24.
they can only try the case if the process was clean and complete. So they gave three conditions before accepting the complaint. First, the articles of impeachment must be certified by the House Secretary General. Second, the House must prove it follows the 1 year rule. It means you cannot impeach the same official more than once
There.
And the 20th Congress, they will have to decide, do they revive it or no? In the end, impeachment is not just about law, it's also about tactics, timing, and willpower. So for now, the message is clear. The complaint has been returned, the clock has been paused, and the final move, it's up to the next Congress. Another day, another legal appeal. Today is June 19th, the birthday of Dr. Jose Rizal. Had he lived, he would be 164 years old. A thinker far ahead of his time,
June 19.
whose ideas still echo long after his martyrdom. But if Rizal were alive today, would he still be our hero? I believe he would, but not in silence. He would speak, he would write, he would resist. He would look at the Philippines now and say, nag-uswag pagyuta o nag-usab lang og ngalan ang among mga gikasuklan kaniadto. He would see young people memorizing facts they do not understand, teachers underpaid, schools without books or chairs, and he would weep. On this battlefield, man has no better weapon than his intelligence, no other force but his heart, Rizal said. So he would ask, asa naman ang inyong nasigasin? Asa naman ang inyong una-una? To Rizal, education was the soul of the nation. And today, our soul is tired. The youth is the hope of the fatherland, he wrote. But what happens when our youth are hungry, misinformed, and disillusioned? Can hope still survive in a country that silences truth and rewards power? Rizal was no blind patriot. He loved the Philippines enough to question it, challenge it, die for it. If he were here now, he would not demand to be called a hero. He would stand among the people, watching, listening, waiting. And then he would speak again, with the same fire, with the same peace. Not to be remembered, but to remind us it is not him they're waiting for. It is ourselves. Another day, another regal. Di na umono, not when she believes something is right. Even when no one is looking, she's the same. It asked for ironclad safeguards,
Where is that?
electronic surveillance, strict travel regulations, and a cast iron guarantee that he will return to face trial. They are not letting go, they are tightening the leash. Murag niya bail, pero dili ni bail na hindi. This is not like bail as we know it under Philippine criminal procedure. This is a mechanism of
You,
international law
you.
where sovereign needs cooperation
Oy,
and
sorry.
justice walks a longer road.
Oh.
And what makes this all the more significant is that a former head of state, once immune in virtual position, now submits himself to a modern tribunal's policies. The irony is not legal, it is stoic. Should the court grant this interim release, Duterte will still be under the custody of another state. He will not be free to go home. Dili siya makaulit sa Davao. Dili siya makasuroy-suroy kung asa siya gusto. He will live under conditions determined not by political allies, but by the international justice. And if he violates any of those conditions, the court may revoke the release immediately and order his detention. This moment is neither victory nor vindication. It is legal process at work. No shortcuts, no drama, just the long, often quiet movement of accountability. Because international justice, as we now see, respects the dignity of every person, mabiktima man ka o yakusahan ka. And this is how it must be. We do not yet know how the judges will decide, but one thing is clear. This is not theater, this is law, and law, even when slow, has memory. Another day.
Another read of
Best friend,
POV.
come on. Happy Father's Day to all. With 18 affirmative votes, 5 negative votes, 0 abstention, the motion of Senator Cayetano is carried. In an unprecedented act, the Senate confronted not just a complaint, but a constitutional dilemma. At the core of our deliberation was Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 5 of the 1987 Constitution, which reads, no impeachment proceeding shall be initiated against the same official more than once within a period of 1 year. In simpler terms, dili pwede nga magsugod o bagong impeachment case kung naanay nag-unang kaso sa sulod sa usa ka tuig. The record shows 3 impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte were filed in 2024. The fourth, the one before us, was filed in 2025, but still arguably within the same constitutional year if reckoned from the date of initiation. Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa moved for outright dismissal, invoking this 1 year bar. Senator Bongo seconded, adding that while checks on public officials are vital, this process should not come at the cost of public trust in governance. Giingon niya nga ang katawhan karon mas nagtan-aw sa pagkaon ug trabaho kaysa sa away sa mga opisyales. Opposition came from Senators Coco Pimentel and Risa Ontiveros, who offered a different interpretation. They invoked the idea that the Senate is a continuing body, meaning its authority spans across congresses. They also referenced the phrase in Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 4, stating that the Senate shall proceed forthwith the trial. Ang pulong nga forthwith para nila nagpasabot nga ang Senado obligado mupadayon sa kaso bisan ug nausab ang Kongreso. Their argument hinges on interpretation, not settled jurisprudence. who quote scripture with trembling hands and still find themselves trapped in fantasies they'd never speak of. You might think lust is a battle only for the spiritually weak, but the truth, lust doesn't knock on the door of the faithless, it walks freely into the homes of the chosen. Now let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever worshipped God with one part of your heart, while another part was burning with thoughts you'd never dare admit? That conflict, that invisible
Like
fire,
that, man.
it's more common than you think. And today we're going to talk about it.
It's a
Because
human
ignoring this
conflict
fight
about
doesn't make it
relationship
go
with God.
away, it just makes it grow in silence. And yes, this is going to be raw, biblical, uncomfortable, but also free. If you've ever struggled in silence, keep listening. And if you think you never have, maybe it's time to ask why it hides so well. Take a breath. This conversation might just be what you've been praying for without knowing. Let's expose what's been killing the souls of the faithful. Let's talk about lust. Lust is not just about sex. Lust is about disordered desire, about craving what's forbidden, about wanting to own something or someone because of the pleasure it gives you. That desire doesn't start in your body. It starts in your mind. And long before it becomes a habit, it becomes a thought that you entertained just once. James 1:14 to 15 says it like this: each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. Notice the language: dragged away, enticed, conceived. This isn't a sudden fall, it's a slow seduction. And that's exactly why so many believers don't see it happening. You don't fall into lust because you're weak. You fall into lust because you got comfortable with small compromises. You started just looking, then imagining, then returning until one day the line between temptation and participation disappeared. But here's what no one talks about: you can love God and still wrestle with lust, and that doesn't make your faith fake. It makes your battle real. David was called a man after God's own heart, and yet he committed adultery and murder to cover it. Solomon was the wisest man to ever live, and yet his heart was swayed by sexual sin, leading to spiritual collapse. Samson was empowered by the Spirit, but fell over and over into the hands of women who didn't fear God. These weren't lukewarm people. They were anointed, and still lust took them down. Why? Because lust doesn't respond to your title, your years in ministry, or how many verses you've memorized. It only responds to your willingness to flee. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 6:18, flee from sexual immorality. He didn't say resist it. He didn't say debate with it. He didn't say fast and then go back near it. He said run. Why? Because lust is like fire. You don't fight fire by hugging it. You put distance between you and the flame. And yet many believers stay close to the fire hoping not to burn. They keep certain apps, follow certain people, watch just a little, flirt, but don't go too far. But let me ask you this: if you know something burns, why do you keep touching it? Let's be honest. Lust thrives where there's loneliness, secrecy, and ego. You think you're strong enough. You tell yourself, I can handle it. You say, it's not that bad, until one day it owns you. And here's the dangerous part. When lust becomes familiar, conviction becomes quiet. That's why you don't feel as guilty anymore. Not because it's not sin, but because your heart got used to ignoring the whisper of the Holy Spirit. You started justifying. You stopped confessing. And slowly, you began hiding from God, even as you continued to serve Him. Sound familiar? That's the trap. And it doesn't look like a trap at first. It looks like pleasure, comfort, escape, control. But it's really spiritual slavery dressed in freedom. Let me speak plainly. Lust will never satisfy the need it promises to meet, because your soul was never designed to be filled by fantasy, pixels, or power. It was designed to be filled by a person. Jesus is not just your savior from sin. He is the satisfaction your heart keeps chasing in the wrong places. last time you were honest with God about your desire? Not just forgive me, but this is what I'm craving, and I don't want to anymore. God is not disgusted by your battle. He's waiting to meet you in it. But he can't heal what you keep pretending isn't broken. You may be faithful, you may be devoted, but even the faithful need to come clean. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being free. And freedom only comes when the truth stops being hidden. Are you ready to stop hiding? You can't defeat what you keep romanticizing. Let that sink in for a second. Because for many, lust isn't just a sin they fell into, it's a fantasy they still protect. It's the moment in the day where they feel alive. The secret escape from pressure, the private reward when everything else feels heavy. But here's the truth: any pleasure that requires secrecy always ends in slavery. And the reason so many faithful believers stay stuck, they're still convinced it's not that serious. But Jesus didn't think that way. In Matthew 5:28, he says, "But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart." Let's pause here. Jesus
Mm.
doesn't lower the bar, he raises it. He doesn't just call out the act, he goes straight to the imagination. Why? Because the war isn't fought in your body, it's fought in your thoughts, and what you let live in. Your thoughts will one day grow legs and walk into your actions.
And
That's why Solomon warned us in Proverbs 4:23.
the
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Not some things, everything. So if you're still giving lust access to your thoughts, don't be surprised when it starts writing the script of your life. Now hear me. This isn't about condemnation. It's about confrontation. Because sometimes love confronts what's slowly killing you. And I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to pull you back from the edge. Because some of you are not just flirting with sin. You're falling asleep in its arms. While your soul quietly dies inside. You scroll until your conscience goes numb. You imagine until your real relationships feel boring. You pursue people not because you love them, but
where
because they
is my
tempt you. Silence
eraser?
your prey. But here's the thing no one told you. Lust never gets full.
My
It won't.
eraser
It won't for
falls
your
down.
peace.
Oh,
Eventually,
excuse me.
you'll wake up next to the very thing you
I
once
have that
thought would
eraser that's
satisfy
very
you, and
effective.
realize you lost your peace, your joy, your purpose.
Okay,
Just to
I
make this
forgot where it
understood,
is. So I need
let's
the
make
alcohol.
this practical. If you want to break the grip of lust, you don't start with willpower. You start with exposure. Step 1. Bring it into the light. Ephesians 5:11 says, "Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them." Lust grows in secrecy. It dies in confession. And that doesn't just mean telling God, it means inviting godly accountability. Someone you trust, someone who fears the Lord. Not just someone who will
Then
understand you,
it's
but
like that.
someone who will fight
So
with
I
you.
should put
It's
first the
humbling,
other part.
yes, but it's holy. Step 2. Remove the
7,
triggers. This might mean deleting certain apps, unfollowing certain people, avoiding specific environments. Is it extreme?
18,
Maybe. But Jesus
and
said in
17.
Matthew 5:29, "If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be." They pray, they fast, they worship. But when the lights go out, lust whispers their name. It's not the atheists or the rebels I'm talking about. It's the faithful, the ones who cry during worship.
Nice na.
Might Guy is Might Guy's father and the man referred to as the Eternal Being. He got his nickname because he spent 20 years as a being. Yes, people in the Hidden Leaf Village made fun of him for it and called him the Eternal Genin as an insult. As for why he was never able to become a Chunin, it's because he couldn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu at all. Plus, he also regularly failed even the simple missions. But little did anyone know that the reason he was doing so poorly is because he was training to master the 8 inner gates every single night. was about to be killed, and with no other option, Guy made the ultimate decision to open the Gate of Death. In doing so, he managed to take down 4 of the 7 swordsmen before his life force finally ran out. He must be feeling really proud right now, considering how his son, Might Guy, went on to be acknowledged as the strongest taijutsu user by Madara Uchiha of all people. Might Guy is the
Hmm.
single greatest taijutsu user in Naruto history. He followed his father's path and mastered the strong fist style, which, as we all know, is all about throwing hands and breaking bones. Unlike his dad, Guy actually became a Jonin and earned the respect of everyone as the Leaf's noble green beast. His strength was so undeniable that even Itachi warned Kisame not to underestimate him. Later, before the war, Might Guy proved this by defeating Kisame. Naturally, what makes Guy legendary is his mastery of the 8 inner gates. This forbidden technique unlocks the full potential of the human body. You see, the 8 gates are points in the body that limit a ninja's physical abilities to protect it from self-destruction. If you open these gates, you can exponentially increase your power and speed, but it comes at the cost of extreme damage to your body. And of course, opening the final gate uses up all of the body's life force and results in one's death. This is why it's called the Gate of Death. Might Guy's greatest moment came when he opened the Gate of Death to fight the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki Madara Uchiha. In this form, his evening elephant technique unleashed 5 consecutive punches so powerful they distorted space itself. His final attack, Night
Hmm.
Guy, was so strong it nearly killed the supposedly immortal Madara. No wonder Madara personally declared Guy the strongest opponent he had ever faced. Rock Lee is Might Guy's protege and the true underdog of the Naruto series. Unlike Guy, who could still perform minimal ninjutsu, Lee couldn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu at all. The best he could manage was walking on water. Still, thanks to Guy's guidance and his own relentless hard work, Lee found his way. At just 13, he defeated Sasuke Uchiha, and during the Chunin exams, when he removed his weights, he became the first person to break through Gaara's sand shield and land a direct hit. I think I speak for most of us here when I say that Lee's fight with Gaara is still amongst the absolute peak of what shonen media has to offer. There's also Lee's drunken fist style, which gives him an almost ultra instinct level of combat awareness and also makes his movements impossible to read. When he used this, he was even able to overwhelm someone as strong as Kimimaro. In the OG
Kimimaro.
Naruto, Lee could only open 5 gates, but after the time
Ah,
skip, he mastered the 6th gate. He even used it to save Guy from one of Madara's truth-seeking balls that even Obito
okay.
couldn't escape with his
What
kamui.
is that?
Later, as an
C
adult in the new era, Lee has fully
16,
realized his dream of becoming a
15,
respectable ninja. Lee
16,
is a
15.
Jonin and can now also use both the 7th and 8th gates. Plus, he has a son. Might Guy is Might Guy's father and the man referred to. Kuya, bakit wala sa Bible ang Gospel ni Judas? Apostle rin naman siya. Just asking po, curious din po. Great question. Ano nga ba ang Gospel of Judas at bakit wala to sa canonical Bible na meron tayo ngayon? Okay, first of all, hindi po si Judas ang nagsulat niyan. Okay, scholars agree na hindi si Judas ang nagsulat niyan. It's a Gnostic Gospel, meaning based po sa Gnosticism. Sobrang dangerous na. Pero di-discuss po natin yung Gnosticism sa different video. Pero kasama niyan yung Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Mary, Gospel of Philip, which pinangalan lang sa mga apostol para sumikat. Pero hindi naman talaga sila yung nagsulat mo.
Mm,
So, ang pinaka-controversial claim ng Gospel of Judas ay si Judas ay hindi daw traitor. At sinabi daw ni Jesus kay Judas to betray him. Kumbaga parang inutos lang ni Jesus kay Judas na i-betray siya para ma-fulfill yung divine plan to redeem the mankind. Which is very contradicting sa Bible. Kasi kung inutos lang pala ni Jesus na i-betray siya ni Judas, bakit tinawag ni Jesus si Judas na the son of perdition? At kung inutos lang pala ni Jesus na i-betray siya, eh bakit si Judas nagpaka ganun siya after niya gawin yun? So, na-discover yan 1970 sa Egypt. At kaduda-duda yung discovery. Kasi yung mga taong may hawak ng copy ng codex, nag-aas sila ng napakalaking pera. Sa madaling salita, binibenta nila sa
hmm.
napakalaking halaga yung copy ng codex. At ilang dekada ang lumipas, walang gustong bumili. Walang gustong magbayad kasi katakataka yung origin. Kumbaga hindi reliable. But eventually, nabili yung codex late na, 100 plus years na after mamatay ni Jesus at ng mga apostol. Pero bago na-discover ang Gospel of Judas, isa lang ang reference ng Gospel of Judas na matatagpuan sa writings ni Irenaeus. Si Irenaeus po, he was a 2nd century Christian, so isa siyang early church father. At sinabi niya sa writings niya, sa sulat niya, na ang Gospel of Judas ay isang invented history. Kumbaga, invento lang daw ng mga heretics, mga bulaan na nagre-rebelde sa Diyos. So there's 4 reasons kung bakit wala yan sa Bible at dapat i-reject natin yan bilang mga Kristiyano as a source of truth. Una, it's not written by Judas. Pangalawa, it contradicts the teachings of Jesus. Pangatlo, based on Gnosticism, which i-discuss natin. Pang-apat, early Christians rejected it. Kahit yung mga early church father na reject yan. Diba? Si Irenaeus nga, sinulat niya, nabanggit ko kanina sa writings niya na invented history lang yan ng mga heretics na nagre-rebelde sa Diyos. Kumbaga, kinondemn ni Irenaeus ang Gospel of Judas as heresy. To make it short,
Just
wala yun sa
flowing.
Bible because it's not inspired by
Oh
God.
shit.
It contradicts the scripture at pinopromote nito false doctrine. Siyempre, nireject nga ng mga early church father kasi based to sa fictional Gnosticism and this is not the word of God. I hope that helps.
I'm gonna
Kuya, bakit wala sa
see
Bible
the
ang
back.
Gospel of Judas? Apostle rin naman siya. Just asking po, curious din po. Great question. Ano nga ba ang Gospel of Judas at bakit wala to sa canonical
Sino
Bible
ganyan
na
na
meron
ito?
tayo ngayon? Okay, first of all, hindi po si Judas ang nagsulat niyan. Okay? Scholars agree na hindi si Judas ang nagsulat niyan. It's a Gnostic Gospel, meaning based to sa Gnosticism. Sobrang dangerous na. Pero di-discuss po natin yung Gnosticism sa different video. Pero kasama niyan yung Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Mary, Gospel of Philip, which pinangalan lang sa mga apostol para sumikat, pero hindi naman talaga sila yung nagsulat. So, ang pinaka-controversial claim ng Gospel of some people in Japan call Duterte a samurai. Why? I'll explain why. Many people in Japan don't see Duterte as a villain. These are comments from a YouTube video about his arrest. They see him as a hero. Some even called him a samurai. In Japan, samurai is more than just a warrior. Samurai is someone who sacrifices himself for the people. Maybe that's why some people use that word for Duterte. I've been living in the Philippines since 2012. When Duterte became president, I was worried. Would he become a dictator? Would he declare a martial law? If that happens, I might not be able to go back to Japan. And if I left, maybe I wouldn't be able to return to see my family in the Philippines.
Okay.
But my worries didn't come true. Before Duterte, I felt unsafe at night in Manila. Especially as a foreigner, I had to be careful all the time because foreigners are often targets of crime. So safety was always my concern. But when Duterte became president, everything changed. The streets became safer. Of course, it's wrong when innocent people lose their lives. That's undeniable. But Duterte's leadership clearly made the country safer. I lived in Manila for 8 years, now 5 years in Cebu. After Duterte, it feels like things are going back to how they were before. Duterte always said he would do anything to protect the Philippines. Maybe he thought it was worth it, even if people hated him, even if he lost his freedom. That way of thinking is similar to the samurai's duty. But now, he has been arrested. Was it really necessary? What do you think? Is Duterte a hero, a villain, or a modern samurai who sacrificed himself for the country? Some people in Japan call Duterte a samurai. Why? I'll explain why. Many people in Japan don't see Duterte as a villain. These are comments.
Okay. It's still just a fitment, but it's so hard. So as in 9,
Tamago kake
10.
gohan, raw egg, hot and hot rice. I grew up eating this in Japan. It's simple, delicious, and super fast.
That's raw egg. Are you sure it's safe?
She was so shocked when I told her in the Philippines, eggs are usually cooked like tonton talong, silog, or boiled eggs with homba or adobo. Do you wanna try tamago kake gohan or too scary for you? Let me know in the comments.
Tamaga ko gohan.
Do people in Japan eat raw egg with rice? Yes, it's called tamago kake gohan. Raw egg,
Tamago
hot
kake.
and hot rice. I grew up eating this in Japan. It's simple, delicious, and super fast.
That's
9,
raw egg. Are you sure it's safe?
She was
9,
so
8.
shocked
Okay.
when I told her in the Philippines, eggs are usually cooked like tonton talong, silog, or boiled eggs with homba
Okay,
or
that's
adobo.
8,
You
man.
wanna try tamago kake gohan
Okay,
or
8
too scary for you?
and
Let me
11.
know in the comments. Do people in Japan eat raw egg with rice? Yes,
Tamaga
it's
ko.
called in Japan. Do people sleep on the floor?
No.
Yes,
Ah,
we
yes.
sleep on futons, on tatami floors. It's soft, clean, and safe. Hey, when I first moved to the Philippines, I thought, I'm gonna sleep on the floor here. But then I saw banig, and I slept on one too. Banig is light and cool, especially in summer. Same idea, different material. Japan and the Philippines are far apart, but some traditions are so similar. Do you sleep on the
B
floor
and
or on
C.
bed? Let me know in the comments and follow me for more fun quizzes. In Japan, do men and women bathe together? Yes, sometimes. Long ago, mixed gender hot springs were common in Japan. Even now, in rural areas or family pets, it's sometimes possible. In the Philippines, marigo together with a stranger? But remember, it's not dirty. It's culture, just different. Follow me for more Japanese Filipino quizzes. In Japan, do men and women bathe together? Yes, sometimes. Long ago. I love marites. Are you sure? I'll explain why. When I first came to the Philippines, I honestly didn't like marites. Neighbors knew things about me, my job, my family, even private stuff. Some stories were just wrong. I didn't understand why people talked about others so much. It felt uncomfortable, but I started to see it differently. In Western countries, people focus more on themselves. Personal freedom
Ah,
is
open na
more
na.
important than community.
Ah,
In Japan, we used to
Mm.
say
Alam ko, so bangon, malapit na kalas 12 na.
but now it's changing.
Oh, bito.
Many
Sige,
people
sige.
live alone. Some
Kaway ka.
even pass away
Mana
alone.
kasi imong kuan.
But in the
Ano ko
Philippines,
bugas pinggan?
Ah, binagmuna kasi mong chatcha.
people still
Ayun ako
care
na
about each other
chat siya sa
and they
mga to.
check on
Mga isuga.
neighbors. They talk not to hurt anyone, but to stay connected. Gossip can be bad, but caring for your community is beautiful. I still dislike Sydney, but I love how Filipinos care. What about you? Do you love or hate marites? I love marites. My name is Satoshi, and I love marites. Are you sure? Alex.
Why does this Japanese guy live the Philippines?
Because people fight for elections. What? I'll explain why. In the Philippines, election season feels like Manny Pacquiao boxing match. Everyone is talking. Everyone is passionate. People post about their candidates every day, and they argue a lot. Sometimes it gets too emotional. speak Tagalog language, English, and even Japanese?
Oo, pwede kang mag-practice ng English at Japanese dito.
I'll practice Tagalog with ChatGPT today. Can I speak Pope Francisco? It's very sad news. I'm a Protestant Christian. I was baptized in a born-again church in Japan, but I live in the Philippines now. Here, most people are Catholic. I often attend Catholic Mass. I deeply respected Pope Francis. He showed love to all people. He welcomed people from different religions. He taught us to live together in peace. Pope Francis said, all religions are paths to God. He visited many countries, including Muslim nations. He met leaders of different faiths. He worked for peace and understanding. For Japanese people who have a lot of gods, his words are comforting. He respected our beliefs. Let's continue his work for people. Let's be
Wait,
kind to people of all faiths.
why it's so
You
hard?
inspired a lot of people. Rest in peace. Pope Francis is gone. It's very sad news. I'm a Protestant Christian.
Hmm.
I was baptized in a born-again church in Japan, but I live in the Philippines now. Here, most people are Catholic. I often attend Catholic Mass. I deeply respected
Why so
Francis. He
hard?
showed love to all people.
Oh,
He
even
welcomed
here,
people from
it's
different
not.
religions. He taught us to live together in peace. Pope Francis said, all religions are paths to God. He visited many countries, including Muslim nations. He met leaders of different faiths. He worked for peace and understanding. For Japanese people who have a lot of gods, his words are comforting. He respected our beliefs. Let's continue his work for people. Let's be kind to people of all faiths. You inspired a lot of people. Rest in peace. Pope Francis. The mall is not open today? Oh my gosh, I cannot do shopping because today is Good Friday in Japan. We don't have Holy Week. Easter, almost no one celebrates it. Malls, they never close. Holiday is a business chance in Japan. That's why it shocked me that in the Philippines, Holy Week feels different. On Thursday and Friday, shops close, streets go quiet, families go home, people go to church. It's not about fun. It's about faith, family, and silence. In Japan, you rest the body. In the Philippines, you rest the soul. How about you? What does Holy Week mean to you? Even though you are not religious, maybe this week is a good time for you to pause, reflect, and reconnect. Have a meaningful Holy Week. The
Kanindot niya
mall
na.
is not.
Paalam mga ka-shooting! Yay! Welcome to the Philippines!
Thank you.
Paalam mga ka-shooting! Yay!
Sa shooting.
Welcome to the Philippines!
It's a hard
Paalam
one.
mga ka-shooting! Yay!
Let's
Welcome to
see.
the Philippines!
Let's see. C11 and 12. Sa shooting.
I don't like
Status.
Japan. That's how I felt when I lived in Japan. People think Japan is a great place to live, but for me, it was tough. Strict rules, endless work stress, no time for myself. I always have to follow what society expects. I wanted to escape. Then I moved to the village. Everything was different. People are relaxed. There is less social pressure and work stress. Life is simple, yet full of joy. For the first time in my life, I feel free. But over time, I started to miss Japan. The reliable healthcare, the incredible food, the kindness in service, the clean, quiet streets. I never realized how much these mattered. Then I realized home is not just a place. It's the people. No matter where we go, we always
Siguro na?
come home.
Oh, paano ka? Last na lang eh.
Filipinos living
Last part
abroad.
ni.
1 minute.
I know
Wow,
you
kumaka
feel
1
the
minute.
same too.
Pag,
When you are there,
alam ko, ano,
it
last na
feels
lang.
normal. But once you leave, you realize how special it was. The warmth, the community, and the little things that make life special. Just like I started to love Japan after moving away. So, if you are watching this, don't wait until it's gone to appreciate it. Cherish your home. Cherish your family. Cherish what you have now. I don't like Japan. That's how I felt when I lived in Japan. People think Japan is a great. I found something crazy. It tastes just like frozen yogurt, but it's not frozen yogurt. What's that? I'll tell you the secret. I love frozen yogurt, but it's kind of expensive. So I tried a little experiment. All I did was mix two things I already had at home. This and this vanilla ice cream and Mount Does it really work? Let me try. Get the ice cream and put it on Mount and then eat it together.
Hmm?
Very interesting. I cannot say completely tastes like frozen yogurt, but it has a vibe of frozen yogurt. Maybe the sourness of vinegar is making this vanilla like frozen yogurt. I love it. Super budget friendly frozen yogurt. Try it and tell me what you think. I found something crazy. It tastes just like frozen yogurt, but it's not frozen yogurt. What? Some people in Japan call the president a samurai. Today, we are at Alta Seven Resort for a special day, a new building experience with amazing people and with my family. Wait, you guys left us? 50 of us came here to connect, relax, and have fun from games to swimming. It's all about teamwork and good vibes, and of course, making memories with my family too. Unbelievable. We want extra treats. Work hard, play hard, and enjoy the journey. Did you have a good time? Hey guys, we brought snacks. Where should we go next? Let me know in the comments. A Filipino became a hero in Japan. What? I'll explain how. On June 16, 2024 in Japan, a Filipino man saw a drowning 6-year-old boy. Without hesitation, he jumped in and saved him. When asked, he simply said, I just did what anyone would do. He even left without telling his name. He's a true hero. Japan is grateful. The Japanese embassy praised him. On social media, people said, thank you, Philippines. He's a real-life superhero. But heroism isn't just about big actions. It's about kindness and courage in everyday life. Think about it. Who is a hero in your life? Maybe there are times you help someone without expecting anything. Being a hero is about small acts that make a difference. Ask someone who is a hero to you. Maybe today you can be someone's hero too. A Filipino became a hero in Japan. What? I'll explain how. On June
Hmm.
16, 2024 in Japan, a Filipino man saw a drowning
Ah.
6-year-old boy. Without
Ah.
hesitation, he jumped in and saved him. When asked, he simply said, I just did what anyone would do. He even left without telling his name. He's a true hero. Japan is grateful. The Japanese embassy praised him. On social media, people said, thank you, Philippines. He's a real-life superhero. But heroism isn't just about big actions. It's about kindness and courage in everyday life. Think about it. Who is a hero in your life? Maybe
Ah,
to touch people's hearts through
hmm,
video creation.
hmm.
And now I believe
20,000,
one of the
20
most
lang dyan. Kamay
fascinating
na lang
things
niya.
about culture is breaking positive messages. I used to fear expressing my ideas, but not anymore, because this is what I truly love. This is my genuine passion. This is the first video I uploaded on social media. I used to create Japanese tutorial content, but I didn't feel happy making it. I enjoy content creation, but my heart wasn't really why I felt something was missing, but I didn't know what that was. My wife used to create video content but paused when she got pregnant. One day I revisited one of her videos.
Knowing that you don't really love what you are doing now. What I can say is just go with what your heart desires.
Uh,
Discover the things that you love doing and live with it.
Yesterday, I wasn't doing what I does on Thursday. Exist in Japan, you may think this is an event only for Catholic countries, but you know what? We also have a similar event in Japan. It's called Obon. Obon is a traditional Japanese holiday in the middle of August. People in Japan believe the spirits of the dead come back to this world in this season. So we visit family graves and remember our ancestors. We offer
Bathala na.
Leave it to God. It's interesting to know that there are similar ideas in different cultures. When I first went to Uzbekistan and later to the Philippines, I struggled to accept new cultures. But when I started to see similarities between cultures, everything changed. We often fear what we don't understand, and that fear sometimes causes conflict, even between nations. Let's focus on similarities rather than differences. That's what we can do to make the world a better
Ah, that's the fit. And now stop. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pause it a little bit. Okay, so yeah. So for tonight, we finish a little bit some errors right there on the what's that? This one, chisel. Yeah. So we got the fit, and we forgot the panel line at this side of this. It has something a little bit weird part right here at beneath at the feet. Yeah, connecting the feet and the very huge legs. Okay, so okay, a little bit, man. Gonna this again. Oh shit! It snaps. Are you okay? Okay, it's okay. Something breaks? Not nothing. Okay, again. We're gonna apply this first, and then let it dry. So messy on my table right now, but yeah, that's how building works. Messy, messy, chaotic, organized. If I give it a name, it's like that. Oh, sorry for the camera. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have it here. And yeah, a little bit weird in the hose inside there at this side of this part right there. This one. I don't know if you can see it. So a little bit weird because it doesn't attach really on anything. It just floats. But I get that the purpose of it because it's for making these moves. Yeah, it's like just the hose is extending, but actually it's just really extended inside. It's long, but the secure. I feel not really secured right here. You just put something the hose there, and yeah, that's it. It doesn't have any clip or something. So yeah, so that's our fit for today, and this will be our, so what will be this one? This will be our right and our left leg right here. So yeah, very nice leg. It's been too live yet, but still we're on the legs. And the next one will be on the waist part, yeah, so that we can connect the legs. I hope I can finish it next time because yeah, this will be a long one maybe, and I don't have any spare videos anymore. So maybe I will make some Beyblade content a little bit for this to have some time to be built because for today I don't have any videos yet. I don't upload a video. I just have shorts. Yeah, I know someone saw my shorts already. Okay, so I think I need to clean this before I go to bed. Yeah, I need to go to bed. It's already 12:30 here in the Philippines, and I still need to wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah, so I just have just 5 and something 5 hours. Yeah, to sleep and to recharge. But yeah, I'm happy that before I sleep, I build this Jao. Okay, so no one goes on my chat right now, but it's okay. It's I just want to have a live when I'm building. Okay, just if we are lucky, there's will be someone who will go here on our live. But yeah, it's just starting. Okay, it's not. I don't have any schedule of how on what time should or what day and what time I will be on live because yeah, my time is very flexible on having a YouTube live, and because yeah, because of my work, and when weekdays I also have personal works here in our house, especially laundry, something like that. Yeah. So much for that, man. So that's our live for today. So, yeah, I will get the camera. Okay, sorry for that. And yeah, that is our legs for today. And that legs is not a joke, man. That's very large. That's a large one. Yeah, see that? That's a large leg. But yeah, thank you so much for those people who watch my live. Yeah, it's just a little bit. It's okay. Thank you so much for that. No, yeah, there's no what you call that? Comments. No comments that I have here. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's really okay. Yeah. Just by dropping by is a really big help already. Okay, so that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this kind of videos and contents, please do consider to like, share, comment, subscribe, and please hit that notification button for our next videos. Okay, thank you for those who watch. Again and again, please, if you watch my videos live on YouTube, please do comment so that I will know your name and I will shout out you on my next video or on the video itself on the live one. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much. So good morning, good noon. It's already morning, but all over the world, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Jake De La Paz signing off and Gabber Show. Gabber Show signing off. What happened to me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm sleepy already. Okay. That's it for now. Thank you so much and peace out. Bye bye. The dumb big legs, man. That's so big. Bye bye.